as he presents the Kansas Jayhawks.
From Little Rock, Arkansas, number 34, Richard Scott. At forward from Lee's Summit, Missouri, number 12, Patrick Ritchie. From Duncanville, Texas, number 00, Greg Ostertag. At guard from Pasadena, California, number 11, Jacque Vaughn. And at guard from...
I guess might have been the Washburn game in which they won, but they shot only 40%. And KU is holding the opposition to 39% from the field on the season. Indiana will be dressed in red. Henderson and Damon Bailey, the great stars of this team from a year ago. The Jayhawks in white. It'll be a fun night. And to call the action between these two great basketball programs, we're proud to bring in Mr. Bob Davis.
Yeah, let's let her rip. This is going to be fun. Ostertag in that tip-off circle for the Jayhawks. Handshakes all around. It'll be Alan Henderson to jump for Indiana. KU will go left to right here as we open the ball game. Eddie Hightower will put it in the air. The crowd already at a fever pitch. Here's the tip, won by KU. Woodbury's got it, guarded by Damon Bailey. Into Scott. Shot is good. Foul called. Basket counts.
Boy, that's the Jayhawks' bread and butter play, and they took it to King Richard right underneath the basket. He was pretty calm before the game, but rather quiet, not quite as vocal as he oftentimes is, and Richard with a nice big play right off the bat.
And the foul's on Alan Henderson. We'll keep an eye on that matchup tonight.
That's an important element in this game. Henderson is prone to foul.
He's a key guy for Indiana on the front line. And Richard Scott banks in the free throw, and the Jayhawks grab an early 3-0 lead. Opening seconds of the game, here comes Sharon Wilkerson, the highly touted freshman matched up. Jacque Vaughn and Sharon Wilkerson. Indiana with the ball. Lindemann, the 7-footer, left of the lane, out to Damon Bailey, guarded by Woodbury. Now to Henderson. A lane jumper is good. Henderson against Richard Scott, and Henderson knocked it in. It's 3-2 Jayhawks. Hawks with the ball, head of the circle, Ostertag. Over on the side to Pat Ritchie. Entry pass, Richard Scott. A turnaround jump hook, missed. Rebound, Ostertag's got it, then he lost it out of bounds.
You know, one of the great memories from last year's game in St. Louis was that picture in Sports Illustrated of Ostertag high off the floor blocking Calbert Cheney's shot. So if Greg can come up with that kind of a game again tonight, KU has a fine chance to win.
You like the picture because we were in the background,
well,
didn't you?
That's right.
3-2 the score. Here's Evans, left baseline, a shot missed. Tip try, good by the 7-footer Todd Lindemann. Lindemann tipped it in over Ostertag. 1 minute into the game, the Hoosiers lead 4-3. Hawks with the ball. Ostertag at the foul line. Right side Woodbury against Damon Bailey. Into Scott, back to Woodbury. Back inside to Richard Scott. A bank shot, good. He moved around Henderson and got it in there. And Richard Scott, who has had some great games against Indiana, has all 5 KU points. It's 5-4. Brian Evans, left side, turns, shoots over Ritchie. Blocked by Patrick. Saved by Evans. Evans had it stripped away, but a foul called on Steve Woodbury, I think, on a reach-in. Boy, good defense by Pat Ritchie. Then they double-teamed Evans, and Woodbury called for the Jayhawks' first foul of the night. So to the free throw line for Indiana, the 6'8 sophomore Brian Evans, a 72% foul shooter, averaging 15 points a ball game. 5-4 Kansas, 18:37 to play in the opening half here in Lawrence. Left-handed free throw by Evans is off the heel, no good. Bob Knight in his 23rd year. Knight looking at the floor now. He's got his hands up against his eyes. Now he grimaces. He looks and watches Evans eyeball this second free throw. This one's good. We're tied at 5. Will it be like this all night?
Well,
why not, huh? Ostertag at the foul line. Hawks have the ball right side to Jacque Vaughn, guarded by the other freshman for Indiana, Wilkerson. Now Scott in traffic. Had it hammered away and taken by Henderson. Richard couldn't get the shot away that time, and the Hoosiers have it. Damon Bailey right to left against Steve Woodbury. Bailey goes to the baseline. A shot off the glass and good. Damon Bailey, who's averaging better than 24 a game, gets his first bucket. Indiana leads 7-5.
Bailey's just been sensational this season in his senior year.
Here's Vaughn toward the lane. He gives it to Woodbury, who's double teamed. Steve comes out on the left wing on the dribble. Indiana will play some hard-nosed man defense, won't they?
They're not going to throw any zone at KU. I'd be surprised if they did.
They will check off. They work hard. Here's Ostertag with the ball out front. Just 10 on the shot clock. Ostertag at the foul line, spins it out to Woodbury. 5 on the shot clock. Woodbury goes to work against Evans now. Woodbury puts up a guarded shot that's blocked out of bounds by Evans with no time on the shot clock. There's a 0 on the shot clock. And they're going to give the ball to Indiana. The shot clock ran out. Now Scott Pollard into the KU lineup, replacing Ostertag. So KU didn't get off a shot in time. Indiana has it in backcourt.
Roy taking Ostertag out, now putting Scott Pollard in. Ostertag was a little bit tentative in his handling of the ball. You just can't hesitate when you play these guys. They're too quick and too dedicated.
Sharon Wilkerson shoving off on Vaughn a little bit here in front of Roy Williams. Wilkerson goes to the baseline, and an offensive foul on Sharon Wilkerson, the freshman guard of Indiana. 2 team fouls on the Hoosiers. KU gets it in backcourt. The Jayhawks trailing 7-5.
The officials are out of the Big Ten, although one of them is well known to Big 8 fans. Eddie Hightower, Burl Sell, and Tom Clark are the officiating crew tonight.
17:15 to play in the first half. Jayhawks down by 2. Hawks with the ball. Pat Ritchie right side against Brian Evans. Pat plays it out front to Woodbury, guarded closely by Damon Bailey. Down the high lane it goes to Pollard. Pollard guarded by the 7-footer Todd Lindemann. Right side Ritchie's got it. Down to 10 on that shot clock. Indiana playing great D. Woodbury to Richard Scott. Scott to the high lane. He goes inside. He shoots and he missed it. Scott got it back and scored. Richard Scott has all 7. We're tied at 7.
Boy, he has been a force out there. He led a group of guys with a balanced group in the game in St. Louis, but he had 16 points, and he's starting off red hot tonight.
The Hoosiers 7, the Hawks 7. Sharon Wilkerson guarded by Vaughn. Right side to Todd Lindemann, and a whistle and a blocking foul on Scott Pollard as Lindemann tried to move around Scott Pollard.
When your drinking water smells, tastes, or feels bad, call your local Culligan man, the water treatment professional. Ask for a free water analysis and a solution. You can trust the experts from Culligan.
Here's the inbounds play, a pass inside to Henderson. Henderson, a turnaround jumper, air ball, rebound Lindemann, a follow blocked by Pollard. Saved by Todd Lindemann, knocked away by Ritchie. Jacque Vaughn's got it. Vaughn up that court. He had it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds, and a foul on Brian Evans of Indiana.
Boy, great speed there by Jacque. We've seen that more and more recently.
Check your calendar. This isn't March, is it? Oh, what an atmosphere. Here comes B.J. Williams into the KU lineup, and Roy takes the guy who has scored all the points, Richard Scott, out of the game.
Well, he wants to give him just a little rest, I think. Nick Proud is not suited up tonight. He's been battling an intestinal disorder for the last 24 to 36 hours, so Nick just could not go tonight. He's really had a rough time of it.
Jacque Vaughn at the foul line. Bob Knight standing in front of the Hoosier bench as Jacque Vaughn hits it. Bob Knight tried to recruit Vaughn. He had an in-home visit. Jacque told me that Coach Knight was funny. He came in and Jacque said, "Make yourself at home, Coach." And he said Coach Knight put his feet on the table.
Yeah.
Second shot by Jacque Vaughn coming up. It's in and out and back in. Jayhawks by 2.
KU's hitting 50%. Indiana 3 out of 7. Rebounds are about even.
9-7 Jayhawks. Brian Evans left side against Pat Ritchie. Evans takes him to the corner. Evans stops. He pivots. He gives it to Damon Bailey. Woodbury knocked it away, but a foul on Woodbury. And that is his second personal foul. Boy, and he is almost an indispensable guy tonight for KU. Now Damon Bailey looks down at the big guy in the red sweater,
asking Coach Knight a question, and Greg Gurley's going to come in. Woodbury, I'm sure, will come out.
And we'll see if Greg Gurley will draw the assignment of guarding Damon Bailey.
Oh, I don't know. Greg will have to play the game of his life to hold Bailey in check.
Bailey throws it inbounds to Wilkerson. Back to Bailey for a 3. Missed it. Rebound B.J. Williams for Kansas. Hawks have it back, leading 9-7. Jacque Vaughn ahead to Ritchie. Patrick from the corner. Swish! It's a 2-pointer. Pat Ritchie drills it. 11-7 Jayhawks. Henderson to the other end for Indiana.
Boy, they don't waste any time, do they?
No, sir. Oh, there was a near turnover. Now a shot in the left corner is missed by Henderson. Rebound, Sharon Wilkerson. Out to Bailey for an open three. No good. Rebound, Greg Gurley had it. Bobbled it. Ritchie picks it off. Damon Bailey missed a wide open three, and he is unhappy with himself. Hawks have the ball in a 4-point lead. Gurley out front, guarded by Bailey. Left side, Pat Ritchie. Far corner to Jacque Vaughn. Vaughn puts it on the floor and brings it to the point. Hawks leading 11-7. Vaughn left side goes down that baseline, plays to B.J. Williams, who can't catch it. Ritchie saves out near the timeline to Greg Gurley.
Great play by Patrick. What hustle by Ritchie.
Vaughn for three, missed. Rebound, Indiana. Todd Lindeman got it. 11-7 Jayhawks. 14:55 to play in the first half. Sean Pearson and Ostertag head to the scoring table for the Big Blue. Indiana with the ball. Wilkerson far side, guarded closely by Jacque Vaughn. Out high to Lindeman. In low to Henderson. Knocked away by Vaughn, but a foul on Jacque, but he did prevent a slam there by Alan Henderson.
Yeah, Jacque immediately acknowledged the foul, and wasn't any question about that one.
Ostertag, Pearson, and Rayford check in for KU. Henderson will be at the free throw line. Remind you, Kansas Communications designs phone systems that grow with you. Let them be your partner for all your communications needs. Kansas Communications, telecommunications is their product, service is their business.
I tell you, Patrick Ritchie's been doing an excellent defensive job on Brian Evans, who's pretty much of a scoring threat himself, the 6'8 sophomore.
Henderson hits the free throw. He's got another one. Substitution for Indiana, 6'5 senior veteran player Pat Graham is in for the Hoosiers, replacing Sharon Wilkerson. Second free throw to Henderson, who is a 59% free throw shooter on the year. He made them both. That one didn't even move the net. Now timeout called. 14:42 to play in the opening half. Jayhawks will have the ball when we return. It's Kansas 11, Indiana 9. Here's a 1-minute local break. You're listening to Jayhawk basketball.
4 out of 8 so far tonight, but as they've done against many of their opponents, they've held Indiana to 3 out of 10.
Jayhawks leading by 2. KU will have the ball here as play resumes. Sprint, the innovator in worldwide voice, data, and video communications, brings you the excitement of the ball game over the nation's only 100% digital fiber optic network. You won't miss the clutch free throw or the last second winning three-pointer using Sprint's state-of-the-art network. Sprint, be there now.
Well, Woodbury getting his second foul in the first 5 minutes of the ball game certainly casts a little bit of a different light on this one. The Jayhawks must hold Damon Bailey in a reasonable checking situation. You can let him have his 15 or 20, but you don't want to let him get 30 on you.
Calvin Rayford in at point guard now. Remember the steal? Rayford taking it away from Damon Bailey in St. Louis late in that ball game and going in for a layup. Here comes Rayford against Bailey. Calvin plays it out top to Ostertag. Over on the side to Gurley. Greg spins it back over in the right corner to Calvin Rayford. Hawks looking for a shot against this tenacious man defense from the guys in red. Gurley far side playing in place of Woodbury, who has 2 fouls. Sean Pearson on the right wing with it, guarded by Brian Evans, who is 6'8". Sean in trouble, gets it to Richard Scott. A shot over Henderson, missed badly, but Scott chases it down in the right corner. Hawks have it back. Far side Pearson. Pearson checked by Evans, out to Rayford. Rayford on the side, into Ostertag. A shot is blocked by Lindeman. Follow blocked by Indiana. Here's Rayford trying to play it inside, and Ostertag thought he was going to shoot it and turned his back, and the ball goes out of bounds.
And Roy said to Calvin, he said, shoot it. Go ahead, shoot it. Boy, that was 2 great blocks by Lindeman. Wow.
Big 7-foot sophomore. 11-9, here's Pat Graham up the court. He dishes it out near the timeline to Damon Bailey. Right side Evans on the baseline. He shoots and misses. Lindeman tips no good. Rebound Rayford out on the floor. Rayford up that court against Pat Graham, goes to the right side and slams on the brakes. Hawks play it around the perimeter. Pearson's got it far side. KU still leading by 2. Calvin Rayford out front against Pat Graham. Far side Pearson guarded by Brian Evans. Into Ostertag. Ostertag trying to get it to Richard Scott. Walked with it, says the underneath official, Tom Clark. Turnovers bothering KU right now.
That's the 4th turnover by the Hawks, 2 of which have been charged to Ostertag. Indiana's only made 1 turnover thus far. Darren Hancock had a big ball game when KU won in St. Louis. He had 12 points, played 20 minutes.
He had an unforgettable dunk when he took it down the baseline and jammed it.
Eric Pauley had a good game.
Evans in the lane, shot it in, but it won't count. He traveled. Brian Evans took an extra step. KU gets it in backcourt. How long can the Hawks play without Woodbury here? He has 2 early fouls. So he is sitting out for the time being. KU still leads 11-9 with 13:10 to play in the opening half.
They're down to 36% now, though. They really dropped off in a hurry, but Indiana's 27%.
Richard Scott has 7 of the Hawks' points. In fact, he scored their first 7. Pearson for 3. Missed it. Rebound, Kansas. Scott lays it in there.
Boy, Richard off on a real tear tonight, working against Alan Henderson, a great player himself.
Well, it looked like Henderson had the rebound, but he couldn't hang on, and Scott, the garbage man, stuck it back in there. Here's Henderson scoring on the baseline down on the low blocks for Indiana. He ran into Ostertag, but no foul call as Henderson gets his 6th point. 13 of 11 KU. Hawks with the ball. Gurley right side, guarded by Evans. Inside Scott. It's hammered away from him. Taken by Pat Graham of Indiana. Graham up the court. A stop. A shot. He hit it. 2-pointer. Tie game.
Well, Indiana's doing a tremendous job of challenging and rejecting many of KU's attempts.
Pat Knight waiting to check in for the Hoosiers. He's the coach's son, as you probably know. There's a shot by Gurley that misses, and an over-the-back foul on Ostertag of Kansas, trying to get the rebound.
Well, Gurley hit all 5 of his shots, you remember, against Furman, but he misses his first attempt in this game.
Pollard and Patrick Ritchie come in. Pat Knight replaces Brian Evans in the Hoosier lineup. Lindemann stays in along with Henderson and Damon Bailey. Now Bob Knight pacing in front of the Hoosier bench. Now he wants to have a one-on-one conference with Brian Evans. Graham plays it inbounds to Pat Knight, back to Graham. They've got Bailey working down on the low blocks right now, and he's guarded, believe it or not, by little Calvin Rayford, so Bailey's going to take him in low. Bailey shoots, so tried to go up with a shot. There's contact and a foul on Rayford, apparently. With Calvin Rayford on Bailey, Bailey, who is 6'3", is going to take him in on the blocks, and Bailey drew a foul that time from Calvin.
Now, Pat Knight is virtually no scoring threat at all for Indiana. We have a timeout called here.
Timeout comes with 11:52 to play in the opening half. KU still playing without Woodbury, who picked up 2 early fouls. We are tied at this juncture of the ball game. The Hawks 13 and the Hoosiers 13. As we take this break, this is Jayhawk basketball from Learfield Sports.
Since then, they've come on to win 5 games, including victories over Kentucky and Notre Dame.
Indiana will play it in. Damon Bailey to do the honors behind the end line. Into Pat Graham, who shoots it in on the right baseline. Pat Graham's second bucket. And the Hoosiers grab a 15-13 lead. Pollard from the circle. Missed it. Rebound Indiana. Well, the Hoosiers own the boards right now. Here comes Alan Henderson. Henderson on the side, cross courts to Bailey. He's open for 3. No good. Rebound Richard Scott, and Damon Bailey not shooting well thus far.
Oh, and that's a real break for KU.
Pat Ritchie to the other end, takes it to the goal, and Patrick lays it in there. We're tied at 15.
Nice finger roll by Patrick, who made a great drive against Furman the other night, right along the baseline, right to left.
Patrick steals it. Ritchie to the other end. He stuffed it. Pat Ritchie said yesterday his favorite movie is Hoosiers. And he gets back-to-back baskets, and the Hawks lead by 2 with 11 minutes to play in the half.
Pat Graham made a careless pass there, and Ritchie picked it off with a fine anticipation.
Calvin Rayford is guarding Damon Bailey. Bailey takes him to the circle, goes to the lane. Bailey leans in, plays in the corner to Graham. Graham shoots in a 3-pointer, they say.
Boy, Graham is hot. He's hit from both corners the last 2 times.
Ritchie to the other end, scores off the glass for Kansas. Pat Ritchie with his 3rd straight basket.
And he's not getting them in characteristic Ritchie fashion. He's driving for them.
19-18 Jayhawks. Bailey inside. Missed it. Rebound. Alan Henderson had it. Richard Scott gets it. There's a tie-up. And on the alternate possession, it'll go to the Hoosiers. But great effort by Richard Scott. Now Woodbury, Vaughn, and Pearson check in. And for the Indiana ball club, Todd Leary, a 6'3 senior, checks into the game.
But what? Woodbury was out about 5 minutes, I think.
B.J. Williams also to the scoring table. Let's squeeze in 15 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk basketball. Hoosiers play it inbounds. Lobbed it way out front. It goes to Todd Leary. Damon Bailey's out of the lineup for Indiana right now. He's missed some shots he normally buries. Pat Knight's got it. Guarded by Sean Pearson. Knight plays left side to Todd Lindemann, who's back in there, the 7-foot center. Now to Pat Graham. A cross-court pass. And Henderson takes it inside and missed the shot, but a foul on the Jayhawks. And boy, an aggressive move there by Alan Henderson, who had knee surgery last year. He was fouled by B.J. Williams.
Well, I tell you, in Henderson and Richard Scott, we're seeing two guys that really can take it to the post office, and those guys battle hard when they get down close.
KU lineup is Woodbury, Pollard, B.J. Williams, Sean Pearson, and Jacque Vaughn. Indiana has Pat Graham, Todd Lindemann, Alan Henderson, Leary, and Knight. The foul shot misses by Henderson. He's got another one coming. Jayhawks leading by 1 with 9:59 to play in the half.
Indiana goes home to host its own Hoosier Classic next Monday and Tuesday at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis.
Second shot by Henderson is good, and now back in for the Hoosiers, Brian Evans. Out goes Henderson. So Henderson and Bailey both out of the game right now for Bob Knight. KU in a tie game, 19 apiece. Just under 10 minutes to play in the half. Jacque Vaughn across the timeline. He's met there by 6'3" senior Todd Leary. Out of Pollard. Out high B.J. Williams. Guarded by Brian Evans. A couple of young players matched up there. Now Woodbury against Pat Knight on the right side. Woodbury playing with 2 fouls. Plays to Pollard. A shot up and good! From the right side, he shot it in over the 7-footer. Todd Lindemann. Pollard's first bucket. 21-19 Kansas. This is kind of what you expected, isn't it?
Well, it's just exactly both superb defensive efforts.
Lindemann lost it but got it back for Indiana. Plays on the side to Pat Graham. Graham guarded closely by B.J. Williams. Indiana with the ball out into the timeline. Todd Leary. Right side Evans. He goes up in the air. Plays it to Lindemann. Back to Evans on the far side. Evans guarded by B.J. Williams. Evans down the baseline. A shot is missed. Rebound Scott Pollard for Kansas. A couple of players hit the deck, but everybody up now. Hawks leading by 2. Woodbury up the floor. Patrolled out front by Pat Graham. A matchup of seniors right there. 21-19, KU by 2. Each team has had brief leads. 8:45 to play in the first half. Pollard, who nearly walked with it. In fact, he did. Pollard wanted to throw it to somebody and moved that pivot foot.
Well, Damon Bailey shooting a little cool was taken out by Coach Knight. Now he's sent back in the ball game. Damon 1 for 5 in the ball game.
Ritchie in for Kansas, replacing Pearson, and a new face in for Indiana. 6'3" freshman Steve Hart in for the first time. Bob Knight goes about 10 deep in most every ball game. Richard Scott to the table. He'll be in at the next break. 21-19 Jayhawks. Bailey left side against Woodbury. Bailey plays in low. It's a bad pass. Picked off by Jacque Vaughn. Here comes Jacque in a big parade up that court. Ritchie, right corner with the ball. He's cut off. He brings it to the wing. Now to the right forecourt, guarded by Damon Bailey. Patrick has 9 points. Out front, Jacque Vaughn with it. Hawks try to add to their narrow 2-point lead with 8:15 to play in the first half. Woodbury right side. He's bumped around a little bit. He plays out to Vaughn. Vaughn to that lane. A shot is good. There's contact and a foul on Indiana. What a great move inside by Jacque Vaughn.
Another one of those off-balance attempts for which he's becoming so famous here at Kansas. Jacque was falling down. He was cracked on the arm. He still made the basket.
The foul was on Todd Leary. Vaughn will go to the line looking for the old-fashioned 3-point play as Richard Scott chugs into the lineup, replacing B.J. Williams. Scott and Pollard and Vaughn and Woodbury and Ritchie out there for Roy Williams right now.
Boy, this really is a classic game. Both teams playing superb defense. KU's warmed up to 48% shooting now.
23-19 Kansas. Another Big 8, Big 10 matchup in about half an hour in St. Louis, Mizzou and Illinois. In the annual bragging rights game, Vaughn hits the free throw. Jacque 3 for 3 at the line. Now in for Indiana, Richard Mandeville, a 7-foot freshman. He replaces the other 7-footer, Todd Lindemann. 24-19 is this KU's biggest lead. They're up by 5. 8:05 to play in the half. Ostertag heads to the scoring table. Indiana with the ball. Todd Leary, left side against Vaughn. Leary pivots. He plays out front now to Damon Bailey. Over to Hart. Hart to the lane. He pivots. Out to Brian Evans for three. Missing. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds. Touched by Jacque Vaughn. It was rebounded by Mandeville. Vaughn knocked it out of his hands and over the end line.
Mandeville missed the last half of his high school senior season. He broke a bone in his leg, but this guy is capable of getting a lot of rebounds for you.
We've got a timeout here in Lawrence. Everybody takes a big sigh. 7:49 to play in the half. It's the Jayhawks 24, the Hoosiers 19. There's a 1-minute local break. You're listening to Jayhawk basketball.
A power ball from the Kansas Lottery with 9 different ways to win. Tonight's Kansas Powerball jackpot is $90 million. Say I'm in that baby tonight. Somebody's always winning from the Kansas Lottery, and the question is, which KU team averaged the greatest margin of victory for the entire season? Oh, you just got one ticket? Man, I'm in a pool with about 100 tickets.
Max, I've always liked you best. Have I ever told you that? You've always been my guy.
Well, let's wait till 10 o'clock.
Oh, that's right. 24-19, Kansas on top. Indiana will have the ball. This is a Carrier cold front alert message. When you have a furnace problem, call the Inside Experts, your hometown Carrier Inside guys. They service all brands, but recommend Carrier. Damon Bailey behind the end line will play it inbounds.
Mr. Basketball in the state of Indiana at Bedford North Lawrence.
He plays it a lob pass over to Brian Evans, guarded by Ostertag now. Evans swings it out near the timeline to Todd Leary. Ritchie's on Leary. Leary plays it over here to Steve Hart. Left corner to Evans. Checked by Richard Scott. Evans down the baseline. Threw it away, but it was hit by a Jayhawk. Damon Bailey was named Prep Player of the Decade by USA Today.
And the only player ever in the state of Indiana to be All-State 4 times, 4 straight years. Think of that.
Unbelievable. A pretty good player. Indiana with the ball, 8 on the shot clock. Evans walked with it, traveling on Indiana. KU gets it in backcourt, a chance to add to the 5-point lead. You're going to talk to a guy at halftime that's got to be enjoying himself tonight.
Yeah, Mark Turgeon is back, and it's great to see Turge, and we're going to visit with him a little bit.
Little Duck.
Yeah.
24-19. KU with the lead and the ball. Woodbury picked up 2 early fouls and set out several minutes. Woodbury with the ball. Out to Jacque Vaughn. Vaughn back to Woodbury on the side, guarded by Todd Leary. Woodbury puts up a shot over Leary. Missed it. Ostertag rebounds. Greg trying to go back up, but Damon Bailey reached in and fouled him. That's the first foul on Bailey. Bob Knight went to see Damon Bailey play when he was just a youngster.
And Bob says that Ostertag pushed Damon out of the way. He's protesting to Eddie Hightower, but Eddie saw it the other direction, and the Jayhawks will get a couple of free throws out of it.
Bob Knight's done a lot for basketball and a lot for red sweaters, hasn't he?
Yep. The polyester people love him. Maybe he has some wool ones, too.
He had the market with the Indiana basketball fans and the Nebraska football fans. Foul shot by Ostertag, rims out. Ostertag has not scored. He's a 68% free throw shooter on the year. Jayhawks leading here, 24-19. Greg tries it again. He hits this one. It's 25-19 Kansas. 6:50 to play in the first half. Up the floor, Steve Hart for Indiana, guarded by Woodbury. Jacque Vaughn now is guarding Damon Bailey. Henderson's back in the lineup for Indiana, guarded tummy to tummy by Richard Scott. Henderson shoots. He got it. He went to the baseline, drew a double team, shot it in anyway.
Boy, he's very smooth. He's fine.
Vaughn to the other end, took it to the goal and had a shot rejected by Mandeville, but saved by KU. Vaughn far side, open for 3. Jacque missed it. Rebound Ostertag, back up, and no good. Rebound Indiana's Richard Mandeville. 25-21 Kansas. 6:15 to play in the half. Here's Bailey under the hoop. He nearly went out of bounds. Now he gives it to a teammate, Mandeville, who missed his shot. Rebound Jacque Vaughn of Kansas. Vaughn up the court, guarded closely by Hart. Out to Richard Scott. Right side Woodbury against Bailey. Into Ostertag, and he's fouled, I think, by Henderson. Boy, if it is, it's his second.
I'm telling you, Jacque Vaughn leaped for that last rebound. That was beautiful.
They called the foul on Richard Mandeville. That's a break for Indiana. It looked like Henderson had reached in from the other side. Now B.J. Williams and Calvin Rayford in. Vaughn and Scott come out. Back in for Indiana, Todd Lindemann for the Hoosiers. Brian Evans is in there. Hart, Henderson, and Bailey.
Henderson has one of the most watched knees in college basketball as this season begins.
KU plays it in. It was not a shooting foul. It's 16 fouls on the Hoosiers. Woodbury for three. Too strong. No good. Missed it badly. In fact, rebound Indiana. Jayhawks still lead by just 4. Henderson in the far corner against B.J. Williams. Turnaround by Henderson. He hit it. Oh.
Well, they talked about the Damon Bailey versus Woodbury. I like the Henderson-Scott matchup better so far.
Ostertag from out front throws up a brick. Rebound Indiana. Hawks by only 2. And Henderson's been the big gun with 11 points for the Hoosiers. Bailey in the lane. Plays it inside to Lindemann. The shot is blocked, but a foul on the Jayhawks. See on whom they've called the foul. It is on Patrick Ritchie.
Well, we mentioned that Henderson played only 3 minutes in the St. Louis game, but when they met in Indianapolis, he played 23 minutes, but he didn't have a big game then either against the Jayhawks. He did get 9 rebounds, but he only made 3 out of 6 shots.
2 shots for Todd Lindemann. He misses the first. Lindemann now 7 of 16 at the free throw line. Down here at the other end of the court, Bob Knight talking to Damon Bailey. Pats Bailey on the billfold as he goes back out on the court. Second free throw by Lindemann is missed. Rebound Scott Pollard, who's in there for Kansas now, replacing Ostertag. Rayford at point guard. Pollard in the circle, right side, Pat Ritchie. Guarded rather loosely by Brian Evans. Out front, Woodbury guarded by the freshman Steve Hart. Back on the near side to Ritchie. Hawks still lead by 2, 25-23. A shot by B.J. Williams. Misses. Rebound, Indiana. Lindemann ends up with it. Well, the Hawks have had a chance to add to that lead, but they haven't gotten it done. Here's Bailey up the court, calling the offense for the Hoosiers. Calvin Rayford guarding Damon Bailey. Bailey protecting that ball. He's on the left wing. He pivots. He swings it around. He plays to Lindemann, the big center. Now to Alan Henderson, guarded by the rookie B.J. Williams. Henderson had it stripped away and stolen by Pat Ritchie. Pat Ritchie, a sensational steal. KU with the ball still up by 2. B.J. Williams from the circle. B.J. missed it badly. Rebound Damon Bailey. Bailey up the court to Hart. Layup is missed. Rebound on the deck and out of bounds to Indiana, they say.
Boy, B.J.'s taken a couple of rather bad shots for the Jayhawks, and KU is really not choosing its shots efficiently the last several times down floor. Now they've dropped down to 34% shooting.
Indiana with the ball. KU still leading by 2, though, 25-23. Bailey left side, nearly lost it, but gets it back. Rayford right there with him. Bailey out front to Brian Evans, guarded by Pat Ritchie. Evans puts it on the floor, goes to the circle. He pivots now. Looks. Evans plays left side to Lindemann, the 7-foot center. Back to Evans. Evans inside, stolen by Woodbury. Hart reached out and pulled Woodbury's shirt, and they didn't see it. Hawks up the floor. I guarantee you Roy Williams saw it. Hawks have the ball. Hart pulled Woodbury's shirt. Here's B.J. Williams, a bank shot. Oh, he missed it, but a foul called. It's on Indiana, I think.
Well, B.J.'s running in tough luck shooting. Jacque Vaughn, who's been a real spark plug for the Hawks, comes back in along with Sean Pearson, and Patrick Ritchie may get a rest.
Fouls on Damon Bailey, his second.
No, B.J.'s going to come out along with Rayford.
Boy, Roy is really steamed right now after that miss on that grabbing of Woodbury's shirt. Scott Pollard will be at the KU free throw line. Scott has 2 points. He's a 66% foul shooter. And is this a 1-and-1? Yes, it is. Jayhawks up by 2 with 3.5 minutes to play in the half. Pollard hits the free throw. Boy, there are some talented young players in this game. Pollard and Vaughn for Kansas, the likes of Steve Hart and Sharon Wilkerson for Indiana, and Todd Lindemann. Second shot for Scott Pollard. He hit them both. Hawks by 4, timeout. 3:34 to play in the half. Kansas 27, Indiana 23. Let's take this break. This is Jayhawk basketball from Learfield Sports. Jayhawks, and a reminder, the 93 Golden Harvest Classic just a week away. KU, SMU, Rhode Island, and East Tennessee next Wednesday and Thursday, the 29th and 30th at Kemper Arena. Order your tickets. Call Ticketmaster.
Yes, everybody will get a few days off for Christmas after this ball game, and then they'll gather together in Kansas City.
Hawks go to that zone defense that they used the other night. Here's Lindemann inside, missing a dunk. Rebound, Damon Bailey. Bailey tried to go back up. Oh, Ed Hightower said Ritchie fouled him. Patrick thought Bailey had walked. Foul on Pat Ritchie, and Pat's not so sure about it. Boy, Lindemann missed a shot. A 7-footer won't miss very often.
Well, that's right. He went up. He had the dunk just the way he wanted it. Roy again pointing out to one of the officials about the grabbing of Woodbury's shirt. They just flat out didn't see it, that's all.
That happens.
It would have been a holding call in football. But
yeah, 10 yards, right?
Yeah.
Here's a shot by Damon Bailey. He hit it. This is not the guy you want at the free throw line if you're playing Indiana. Bailey's only his third point, though. He's averaging 24.5 through their first 6 games.
Woodbury has not even scored, and Bailey is only 1 for 5.
Second shot, Damon Bailey. He swishes it. Boy, that barely made a sound as it went through. 27-25 Kansas. Sean Pearson takes it to the baseline. He's cut off in there. They play it inside to Pollard. Out to Ritchie from the circle. He shoots it in. Patrick has 2 more. 5 for 5 is Patrick Ritchie, and the Hawks lead 29-25.
Well, he's matched Greg Gurley's performance of the other night.
Here's Bailey driving and scoring for Indiana. What a great move by Damon Bailey. Hawks by 2. KU up the floor. Jacque Vaughn right side with it. 2:45 to play in the half. Woodbury at the foul line. Plays over to Pat Ritchie. Pat has to run it down. He beats Steve Hart to it. Ritchie being guarded closely by Hart. Now to Woodbury with Henderson on him now. Out to Jacque Vaughn. They get it over on the side to Ritchie. Here's a long one by Pat. Missing this time. Rebound Henderson for Indiana. Hawks by only 2. The Hoosiers have the ball, and Henderson bounces it to Damon Bailey.
Ritchie's hustling harder than I can ever remember him playing. He is really giving great effort.
Roy's going to put Gurley in at the next chance. I would imagine for Woodbury, they don't want Steve to get that 3rd foul. Indiana to try to tie it now or take the lead with a 3-pointer. Steve Hart with it out front. Right of the circle. Here it comes to Pat Graham, guarded by Pearson. Pearson trying to knock it away over on the side to Steve Hart. Now in the lane to Henderson, but a whistle from Eddie Hightower. And a foul on Pat Ritchie. And Pat appealing to the underneath official, Tom Clark, who was right there. But Eddie Hightower made the call from the far side, and that is 3 fouls on Pat Ritchie. Now Greg Gurley and Richard Scott come in. Woodbury and Ritchie come out. Alan Henderson will be at the line. Henderson's had a great first half. He scored 11. As a foul shooter, he's 3 for 4. 2 shots for Alan Henderson.
Well, 2 of KU's senior starters.
He missed the first one.
Ritchie and Woodbury getting in foul trouble here in the first half of this game. Indiana doesn't have anybody in foul trouble at the moment. Bailey has 2.
29-27 Kansas. 1:58 to play in the half. Henderson hits the next free throw. We've got a 1-point ball game. Vaughn ahead to Gurley. Hawks in forecourt. Sean Pearson on the far side. Hawks could use a 3-point basket from somebody. Richard Scott inside in heavy traffic. Tried to go up with a shot. He's tied up, they say. The possession arrow goes to Kansas. The fans, of course, thought Richard was fouled, although Roy not protesting at all. Bob Knight stomping around a little bit. Now Hightower has called a foul. There is a foul called by Eddie Hightower. It's on Lindemann. That was kind of a delayed foul call, and no wonder Mr. Knight seems disturbed. It'll put Richard Scott at the KU free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. Richard had the first 7 for the Jayhawks. He has 9 right now. Hawks leading by a single point late in the first half, and Scott missed the free throw. Rebound Indiana, Todd Lindemann. Here's Pat Graham up the court. Out front to Steve Hart. Jacque Vaughn trying to guard Damon Bailey, who's working on the left side. Bailey's got it against Vaughn. Bailey had it knocked away, gets it back. He goes inside, he shoots, and he missed it. Rebound, Henderson, Indiana. Baseline shot is good by Alan Henderson behind the glass. Indiana by 1 with 1:18 to play in the half. KU with the ball. It's knocked away, but saved by Gurley. Hawks down 30-29. Here's a jump hook by Pollard. He hit it up over the 7-footer Lindemann. 6 points for Scott Pollard.
Somehow they got to stop Henderson. He is red hot.
31-30 Kansas, 1 minute to play in the half. Pat Graham out front. Well, this game is as advertised and as expected. Jacque Vaughn trying to keep it away from Bailey. Here's Hart for three. No good. Rebound Lindemann for Indiana. He goes back up. He shot it in, but it won't count. He traveled. Now in for the Hoosiers, Pat Knight,
boy,
along with Sharon Wilkerson.
Look at these fans over there. They're just absolutely going nutty. Helping the officials. Screaming in at the guys in the striped shirts.
Isn't this great? 31-30 Jayhawks, 44 seconds to play in the half. KU will play it in backcourt.
Well, this game has really measured up to all of its advertisements so far. It's been fantastic.
No wonder this was such a tough ticket.
Yeah.
Hawks have the ball trying to add to their 1-point lead. Richard Scott, high post. He turns on Henderson. He takes Henderson inside, and he scored! Richard Scott up over Henderson, and it's 33-30 Jayhawks.
Boy, what a match that's been. 14 for Henderson, 11 for Scott.
15 seconds to play in the half. Here's Evans, nearly walked with it. He pivots, he throws it into backcourt, and it goes into backcourt. That's over and back, and Bob Knight is not happy. He's unhappy with that turnover, and he barked out something to his freshman guard, Sharon Wilkerson. KU will have it with 9 seconds to play in this half.
No, he doesn't like those turnovers, and KU now has an opportunity to really take advantage of it. Run their half-court game. They've got 9 seconds to score.
Who will take the shot? In it comes to Vaughn. Woodbury's not in the ball game. 5 seconds to go. Vaughn in the circle. Vaughn left side. He shoots. Missed it. Rebound Pollard. He tried to go back up, but he couldn't do it. Halftime is here. The halftime score, Kansas 33, Indiana 30. Take a deep breath. Max and I will return with a Bank 4 halftime show. Oh, it's a dandy, and you're listening to Jayhawk basketball.
He showed some speed, and we may see more of him. We'll mention again that Nick Proud has been suffering the intestinal flu. Australia tomorrow, and he said maybe Mama's chocolate cake will make him feel better. Well, we're set to go with the second half, Bob Davis, and we've seen a dandy ball game so far.
Is chocolate cake good for you? That would be the best news of the year.
I don't know. Nick likes it anyway. I said, he said his mom's a great cook, and I said, what's her best thing that she makes? He said, her chocolate cake.
Ah, from down under. Hawks with the ball. They play it inbounds as the second half unfolds. Vaughn left side Ostertag. Out front to Richard Scott. Woodbury has not scored in this ball game. He got in early foul trouble. Ritchie in the lane, left side Woodbury, a guarded three over Bailey. He hit it! There's the first basket by Woodbury. A three-pointer over Damon Bailey.
And that protects his record of a three-pointer in every game this year, and he might have a great second half.
Is this the Hawks' biggest lead? They're up by 6.
Yes, it is.
Away from the ball. A foul on Indiana. Foul on the Hoosiers.
Evans made what would have been a three-pointer, too, but it doesn't count.
KU will get it in backcourt. The foul is on Damon Bailey, Max. That's suddenly 3 on Bailey.
Bobby Knight, the master of decorum, gently handed the ball over to official Eddie Hightower.
He is, huh?
Right now.
KU with the ball, a chance to add to a 6-point lead here in the opening minute of this second half. Jacque Vaughn against Todd Leary, who starts the second half for Indiana. Pat Graham starting the second half. He's guarding Woodbury. Henderson and Bailey and Evans out there. It's a different starting lineup here in the second half for the Hoosiers. Far side, Pat Ritchie. A guarded jumper. Missed. Ostertag slams it in there. Hawks by 8.
Great play by Greg. He had perfect timing on that one and saved a basket.
38-30 Kansas. Indiana with the ball down to our right. Pat Graham with his back to the goal. He shoves inside. Offensive foul on Pat Graham as he ran over Patrick Ritchie. Hawks get it in backcourt and a chance now for a 10-point lead.
Duke leads Iowa 56-54 at Iowa City with about 12 minutes left in the game. There's a big game tonight.
Just getting underway in St. Louis. Mizzou and the Fighting Illini. 38-30. Kansas with the lead and the ball. Hawks have outscored them 5-0 to start this second half. We've played a minute and a half. Jayhawks with the ball, a chance to go up by double digits. Jacque Vaughn left side against Leary. Jacque on the dribble. He takes it to the lane. He stops. He spins it out to Woodbury. Woodbury, who hit a three a moment ago, down the baseline. Reverse layup missed, but a foul on Indiana's Brian Evans. 2 on Evans. Woodbury goes to the line.
Alan Henderson caught Steve as he was falling, and Steve kind of gave him that look which indicated thanks their pal for doing that.
Alan Henderson's a lot more slender than I remember him in the first part of last year. He really trimmed down. He's 2 shots for Woodbury.
He's a good bet to play pro ball if his knee holds up.
Absolutely. His foul shot is perfect. Woodbury's foul shot, that is. Amoco's been serving Kansas communities for more than 100 years with quality products for your auto, farm, and home. Amoco, you expect more from a leader. Woodbury missed the second one. Ostertag tried to rebound, and he's guilty of fouling, they say. He was on the back of Alan Henderson. Ostertag's second foul. Hawks lead by 9.
Ritchie with 3, Woodbury with 2, now Ostertag with 2, and Bailey has 3 for Indiana.
Bob Knight passing a little verbiage with official Tom Clark down at the other end of the court. 39-30 Jayhawks. Hoosiers still haven't scored here. We played 1:50 of the second half. Leary, entry pass Henderson. Out to Leary. Leary goes to the right side of the lane and stops. He plays far side to Brian Evans. Evans, a head and shoulder fake. Out front to Damon Bailey, guarded by Woodbury. Right side Leary, checked by Jacque Vaughn. 12 on the shot clock. Pat Graham goes inside the arc, drives to the bucket. Missed the shot, but a whistle and a foul on Kansas. When Indiana looked a little hesitant on offense there. Fouls on Ostertag, and suddenly that's 3 on Greg. Ostertag in the first half played 7.5 minutes. Scott Pollard played 12.5, and Pollard now checks in for Greg.
And KU basketball is brought to you by State Farm Insurance and the State Farm agents throughout Kansas for all your family insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
2 foul shots for Pat Graham, a 91% foul shooter, and he rattles it in there. He's got 8 points. Graham, a 6'5 senior who has battled some injuries in his college career at Indiana. Now Steve Hart in for the Hoosiers, replacing Brian Evans. Hart, a 6'3 freshman. Evans, a 6'8 sophomore. So Knight giving up a little size for some quickness.
Graham broke his left foot in the 3rd game of the season last year against Florida State. He has had a lot of problems with that foot.
He makes both charities, and Indiana makes it 39-32 Jayhawks. First points for the Hoosiers this half. 17:40 to play in the ball game. Woodbury far side against Damon Bailey. Bailey playing now with 3 fouls for the Hoosiers. Woodbury left side. Here's a steal by Alan Henderson. Henderson up the court. He stops, and he lost the ball. Jacque Vaughn gets it. Vaughn up the court against Damon Bailey. Vaughn's scoop shot is missed. Oh, and an offensive foul on Jacque Vaughn, and Roy stands up and grins at the call from Tom Clark. They say Bailey had position.
Jacque was a little bit out of control on that drive. He sometimes it looks like he has 4 arms and 4 legs. But he did make a great steal at the other end. He got the ball back for KU. And that becomes for him his 2nd foul.
Well, Henderson made a veteran decision at the other end of the court.
Yeah.
When the shot wasn't there, he stopped. Jacque may have forced his play a little bit.
Exactly.
7-point lead, Kansas. Here's Bailey. Nearly walked with it. Looked like he did. He shoots and scores. Boy, it looked like Bailey walked all over Lawrence. Bailey has 8. And it's a 5-point Kansas lead. Here's Pollard on the baseline, and it's stolen by Alan Henderson. The pass from Woodbury a little too low, and Henderson picked it off. And now Bailey throws it away. He was trying to pitch it over to Pat Graham, and Graham couldn't catch it. It went right into the lap of the head man, Bob Knight.
Woodbury upset with himself. He realized that was not a very good pass underneath to Pollard. And both teams a little bit ragged at the moment. But KU still on top by 5 points.
16:45 to play. The Hawks and the Hoosiers. Barry Woodbury in the lane. A shot missed. Rebound Indiana.
He won't miss that one often.
Oh, no. It hit the lip. It wouldn't crawl over. Here's Steve Hart for Indiana. Over to Todd Leary. In low now to Henderson. It's blocked, but somehow he got it in there anyway. Pollard had a hand on it, but Henderson muscles in his 16th point, and the KU lead is down to 3. 6 unanswered points now by Indiana.
Henderson 6 out of 9. Outstanding shooting.
Boy, he must really be strong to make that shot. It looked like it was blocked. Jacque Vaughn out front Woodbury. Over on the far side to Pat Ritchie, who has 10 points. Here's Jacque, head of the circle. Vaughn goes to the lane, plays into Ritchie. A great pass. Pat's shot, though, is blocked and taken by Indiana. Well, a great pass by Vaughn.
Oh, it sure was. It was a terrific pass.
But good defense by Indiana. Here's Henderson inside. He puts up a shot, blocked by Pollard. Henderson gets it back. Out to Pat Graham for a jumper. He missed it, but a foul on Kansas. It's on Woodbury, and that's 3 on Steve. So Woodbury and Pat Ritchie each with 3. Ostertag out of the game with 3. Indiana has Damon Bailey with 3 fouls. And now Sean Pearson in for whom? Richard Scott.
Woodbury has not fouled out of a game this year. I bet he is able to hang around for the entire route, but Pollard has fouled out the most of anybody 3 times.
2 shots for the deadly Pat Graham. KU's lead is at only 3 points now. Foul shot Graham is good.
He's from a great town, Floyd's Knob, Indiana.
39-37. Yeah, there's some great cities there. French Lick, Indiana, Larry Bird's hometown. Second shot by Graham could cut it to 1. KU had a 9-point lead a moment ago. Now it's still 8. The foul shot spins in and out. No good. Rebound Ritchie for Kansas. Pat Graham won't miss many. Here's a shot on the baseline by Pearson. In and out, no good. Rebound, Pat Ritchie. His follow missed, but Pat was fouled. He'll go to the line. It's on Indiana's Todd Leary, his second.
Ritchie playing some real ball out there tonight. He has 4 rebounds. He's hit 5 out of 8 shots, and these will be his first free throw tries of the game.
Well, you know, Pat always plays very well at Kemper Arena, and he's just a game away from the Kemper.
He'll be down there for his next 2. You're right, at the Golden Harvest Classic.
In for the Hoosiers comes Sharon Wilkerson, who started the game. He replaces Todd Leary.
KU will play the Rhode Island Rams. Next, is it Wednesday and Thursday?
Right.
Yeah, next Wednesday night.
Put that on your calendar now.
I'll try not to forget it.
Foul shot good by Patrick Ritchie. He's got 11. He ties Richard Scott now for high point honors on the KU team. And what's his second half stat stuff they're giving us?
It pops up there once in a while, just for a few seconds.
I see. Second shot by Ritchie. Count it. Patrick hits them both. And we got a timeout. 15:35 to play. Jayhawks 41. Hoosiers 37. Let's take a 1-minute local break. You're listening to Jayhawk basketball.
To 44, East Tennessee State. They'll be in Kansas City next week, and they're leading Georgia Southern 57-55 in the second half. They'll play Southern Methodist. Southern Methodist out at Tempe tonight to play Arizona State. So lots of college basketball. This is about the last of it before the Christmas weekend, and then next week the post-Christmas tournaments, which are always so much fun.
Jayhawks leading here 41-37. We'll remind you Jayhawk basketball is brought to you by Coors Light, the crisp tasting beer that's mountains above the rest. Remember to reach for the silver bullet when there's no room for filling up. Coors Light, it's the right beer now. Kansas State playing at UMKC tonight. That game should be approaching halftime. We'll be getting a score on that one for you. And Mizzou, Illinois underway at the arena in St. Louis. What a great old building.
We had a good time there, didn't we?
Yes, sir. Hawks have a 4-point lead. Roy's got Woodbury, Ritchie, Pearson, Vaughn, and Pollard in the game. Indiana with the ball. Steve Hart's got it in backcourt. Guarded by Sean Pearson. Now they double team Hart. He gets it behind the timeline. Now across the timeline they play it to Graham. Then they play it in low. A shot attempt by Hart misses. Rebound Kansas. Good idea by the Hoosiers, but they couldn't score. KU basketball. Woodbury far side guarded by Pat Graham.
It's amazing KU has this lead with Woodbury having an off night.
Yeah, he got in early foul trouble and didn't score in the first half. Pearson a guarded shot off the glass and good! He's fouled! He'll go to the line!
And Sean Pearson throws that fist up in the air in celebration. Good play by Pearson.
Fouls on Steve Hart of Indiana. Sean Pearson's first basket. He'll walk to the line. Sean hadn't been a very good foul shooter. Just 44%. Jacque Vaughn over here for a little one-on-one counseling with a head man. Sean Pearson to the free throw line. Let's see if Sean can crank in a charity here. Jayhawks leading 43-37. 15 minutes and 3 seconds to play. Foul shot off the iron. No good. Rebound Hoosiers. Alan Henderson gets another one. Well, what a player he is.
Well, he's going to have his double-double here if he gets 3 more rebounds.
43-37. Here's Damon Bailey at the foul line against Woodbury. A shot is blocked by Pollard. They call a foul on Woodbury. Well, what did Steve do? Roy is yelling out, what did he do? The official made the call from the baseline, and Woodbury was on the other side.
That's about the first time I've ever seen Steve demonstrate any expression.
Oh, I know Steve feels like he didn't foul. Bailey will go to the line for Indiana. Eddie Hightower just came over and gave Roy a little warning. Bailey hits the free throw. That was really a tough foul call on Woodbury, who now comes out of the game as Greg Gurley checks in.
So Steve has gone to the bench with 14:49 left.
Well, they played without him much of the first half and led at the half. Bailey hits both free throws. If he did foul, he didn't get his money's worth, I can tell you that. Hawks have the ball. They lead by 4 points. 14:40 to go. Inside with it is Richard Scott. He had it hammered away by Alan Henderson. And a foul on Indiana, probably on Henderson. Let's see.
Roy made some comment to the effect that you've got my best player with 4 fouls, and he didn't even do it, or he didn't know what he did on that last foul at any rate.
Richard Scott will be at the line. It'll be a 2-shot foul. Richard has 11 points as a foul shooter tonight, 1 out of 2. Boy, Woodbury, you really need him in there, and he's got 4 fouls for Kansas. Free throw by Richard Scott. He line drives it up, and it bounces off, no good.
Kansas trying for its 5th straight win over Indiana, and Roy Williams for his 4th straight victory over Bobby Knight.
Roy still chewing on Burl Sell, isn't he? Second shot to Richard Scott. This one is on target. Richard has a dozen. The Hawks lead by 5. 14:35 to go.
It's been pretty much a 2-man scoring show for KU, Ritchie and Scott.
Calvin Rayford's in the KU lineup now. Gurley's guarding Bailey. Bailey goes inside and scores. Well, I don't know if they can handle Damon or not. He is so tough. He's playing with 3 fouls of his own, though. Hawks by 3. Sean Pearson left side against Pat Graham into Pollard. Turnaround over Henderson. Good by the freshman Scott Pollard.
Boy, Scott has such a good knowledge of where the basket is. He started that play without even looking at the hoop and then turned around and scored.
46-41. Here's Hart. Right side now, Indiana. And a shot goes up and sticks next to the glass. A shot put up there by Sharon Wilkerson, stuck up there.
That's the alternate possession rule there.
Right. Indiana gets it. Now in for Indiana, the 7-footer Todd Lindemann, who started the ball game, and he's going to replace whom? It'll be Wilkerson who goes out. So the Hoosiers go with a much bigger lineup. Now Roy puts Pat Ritchie back into the game for Sean Pearson. Ritchie playing with 3 fouls.
Bobby Knight went a long time without either of his 7-footers in the lineup. Of course, Roy is not using Ostertag at the moment either.
Hoosiers will play it in. KU has a 5-point lead. 13:55 to go. Damon Bailey behind the end line. Throws it into Pat Graham. Out on the perimeter to Steve Hart. Over on the side to Bailey. Bailey penetrates. A jumper. Missed. Rebound Greg Gurley for Kansas.
Boy, missed that one a long way.
He really did. Here's Greg Gurley left side for Kansas. Greg plays to Calvin Rayford. Right side to Pat Ritchie, guarded by Lindemann, the 7-foot center. Over on the near side to Calvin Rayford. Look at him lean on Richard Scott inside. Pat Ritchie puts Lindemann in the air but can't shoot. Into Scott. Turnaround. Missed. Rebound Henderson, Indiana. Quick outlet to Damon Bailey. 46-41 Kansas. Here's Henderson just inside the arc. Out front to Steve Hart. Guarded by Greg Gurley. Calvin Rayford's trying to guard Bailey in on the baseline.
That's a tough job for Calvin, but he is quick.
13:05 to go. Hawks by 5. Here's Hart. A pull-up jumper. He hit it for Indiana. Steve Hart's first bucket makes it 46-43. Hawks to the other end. Ritchie drives, shoots, misses, but he was fouled by Steve Hart.
And Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages bring you Jayhawk basketball tonight. The Yellow Pages, where people get what they want.
Roy takes Scott Pollard out of the lineup and puts Ostertag in. Ritchie will be at the line to shoot a pair. Jayhawks leading 46-43. They led at halftime by 3. Bob Knight has a word with Pat Graham down to our right. 12:55 to go.
Pat had a ferocious two-handed dunk in the game against Furman. He's made 2 great baseline drives tonight.
Boy, missed the free throw. It was a 1-and-1, and Ritchie got his own rebound. That was a 1-and-1 rather than a 2-shot foul. Here's a shot by Gurley, missing from the side. Rebound Ostertag, but it's knocked out of his hands, out of bounds by Damon Bailey. Let's pause 15 seconds along the line for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk basketball. Jayhawks with the ball. Patrick Ritchie for 3. Missed. Rebound Greg Gurley. Greg goes back up. Missed it. Ostertag tips no good. Rebound Richard Scott. A shot is good by Richard. And the Hawks lead by 5.
Boy, everybody on the team touched the ball that time except Calvin Rayford. And finally Scott gets her down for his 12th point.
5-point Kansas lead. They're playing without Woodbury, who has 4 fouls. 12:10 to go. Alan Henderson against Richard Scott. A turnaround shot by Henderson. Missed. Rebound Ostertag. Over to Calvin Rayford. Here come the Jayhawks. Rayford up that court. He pulls up for a shot. Good! A 14-footer by Rayford. Rayford hit a big one against Indiana at St. Louis, and he gets one there. It's 50-43. Timeout, Indiana. The crowd's in an absolute frenzy here in Lawrence.
Bobby Knight very calmly walking from the bench over to the huddle now to consult with his assistant coaches.
11:49 to go. Jayhawks 50. Hoosiers 43. Pounds for the Big Red from Bloomington. 50-43 Jayhawks. 11:49 to go. Now into the Indiana lineup comes, well, Todd Leary waiting to check in. He's going to hang on for a moment. Hawks have a 7-point lead. Woodbury on the bench with 4 fouls. KU fighting off this challenge from this fine ball club from Indiana. Steve Hart out front to Pat Graham, guarded by Pat Ritchie. Graham puts it on the floor. Rayford trying to keep track of Damon Bailey. They get it to Bailey. Rayford comes over to check him. Far side to Steve Hart, guarded by Greg Gurley. 8 on the shot clock. Hart right side. 4 on the shot clock. 2 on the shot clock. It ran out. They got off a shot. It's knocked out of bounds. They give it to Kansas. I think the shot clock ran out. You couldn't hear the buzzer.
You know, you got to have a lot of admiration for Damon Bailey. No kid ever came to college with more pressure on him than he has had.
That's right.
And I guess you'd have to say maybe they've been a little disappointed in the first 3 years. They thought he was Superman, but he's having a fine senior season so far.
You'd take him, wouldn't you? Here's Gurley for 3. Missed. Rebound. Richard Scott. Back up, Richard. He missed it. It's in and out. A whistle. Oh, they called traveling on Richard Scott. Roy is mad again. Richard banged up inside there. And now Roy's smiling at the official, Tom Clark. I know he feels like Richard got fouled. Scott tried to go back up. There were a couple of Hoosiers banging inside. The shot wouldn't go, and the out official, Tom Clark, came in and called traveling. Here's Bailey inside. Shot blocked by Kansas, but they'll call a foul on the Jayhawks.
Ostertag, I believe, is going to get this one.
Yep, and that's 4 on Greg. Well, the fouls are mounting up. And Damon Bailey goes to the free throw line. Boy, a moment ago, KU had a chance for a 9-point lead. Missed the shot inside on the traveling violation. And now here's Damon Bailey to the line for the Hoosiers. He's got a dozen points. 4 for 4 as a foul shooter.
Both teams still shooting under 40%. And the officials have whistled Kansas for 16 fouls and Indiana for 15. So they're keeping it pretty even.
Bailey hits the free throw. He's got another one coming. Scott Pollard checking into the KU lineup. Damon Bailey will be at the line. Roy coming down to the scoring table for something. Bailey missed the free throw. Rebound Richard Scott for Kansas. Jayhawks still up by 6. Here comes Rayford. The left corner to Greg Gurley. Richard Scott has it out front over to Pat Ritchie. Entry pass goes in on the blocks to Pollard, and a foul on Todd Lindeman of Indiana. Tonight's game is brought to you by Western Auto, where you'll find an unbeatable selection of brand name auto parts and tires at unbeatable prices. Western Auto, unbeatable. Scott Pollard has a different shirt on.
Well, that's what Roy's trying to inform the officials, that they need to be advised of that fact.
Must have had blood on the other one.
And I think Indiana needs to be notified that Pollard has had a number change here.
I think they recognize him.
Well, I think so too.
Richard Mandeville's checking in for the Hoosiers, a 7-footer. Bob Knight down at the other end talking to official Verl Sell.
And official Sell signals to Coach Williams, "Thank you, Coach. You're right. And I just told Coach Knight they changed numbers and everything's copacetic."
Not to mention kosher. Here's Pollard at the line. Scott's had a fine ball game. He's got 8 points, 2 for 2 at the line. He'll be up there right now to try it a couple of times, and he hits the first one.
Boy, he's a good free throw shooter.
Getting better all the time. Now Sean Pearson into the KU lineup, and Greg Gurley takes his seat. Roy playing a long way here without Woodbury. In both halves, he got 2 early fouls and then 2 more fouls early in the second half.
Pollard had a fine game against Georgia last Saturday in Atlanta.
Oh, he really did.
At 11 points.
He makes both free throws. 10-point ball game for him here. He's going to play a lot of minutes. Ostertag has 4 fouls. 52-44, Hawks by 8. Here's Bailey for 3. He hit it. 3-pointer by Damon Bailey. That's his first 3-point basket of the ball game. Bailey now with 16. And the Jayhawk lead trimmed down to 5 just like that. Here's a steal by Bailey. Boy, he does it at both ends of the court. Here he comes. Right side now to Todd Leary. Leary plays to Bailey. Bailey into that lane. A spin move and a shot. Missed, but a foul. And if it's on Ritchie, that's 4 on Pat. KU's running out of bodies.
Boy, they sure are. 3 guys now with 4 whistles.
4 on Ritchie, Ostertag, and Woodbury.
Woodbury has sat out a great portion of this ball game, and we still have 10 minutes to play. And Gurley comes back in now.
KU will be going with a smaller lineup. They have Pollard and Scott, and then Pearson, Gurley, and Calvin Rayford out there.
Greg was 5 for 5 against Furman. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Boy, it's just one game can turn it all around.
Well, they're not playing Furman tonight.
No, that's right. And KU basketball is brought to you this evening by the U.S. Postal Service. The Eagle still flies and delivers. They're flying all around right now.
Bailey hits the free throw. He's got 17, and the Jayhawk lead whacked down to 4 with still 10:04 to go. Boy, can KU survive the foul problems as well as Indiana.
Indiana spread theirs out better. They've had only 1 less foul than KU, but
Bailey makes them both. He's got 18. He had only 6 in the first half. 52-49. Now who picks up the offense for Kansas? Scott in the circle. Right side to Calvin Rayford. Out high to Pollard. I beg your pardon, to Greg Gurley. Now to Sean Pearson near side. Rayford guns it right of the circle to Greg Gurley. Gurley plays it into Scott. A turnaround is missed, but a foul on Indiana. Richard desperately trying to get it to fall, but it's spun out. Foul is on Alan Henderson. And that's 3 on Henderson now.
Boy, he and Richard have had quite a battle out there tonight.
Henderson and Bailey each with 3. Bailey goes over to talk to Bob Knight. Jacque Vaughn checks in for Calvin Rayford. And let's see how Richard Scott does at the free throw line this time.
Indiana won its first national championship in 1940, and they did it by beating Kansas in the finals.
Fog Allen against Branch McCracken.
Yep.
Foul shot, Richard Scott. He hit it. He's got another one coming.
And in 1953, they again beat the Jayhawks in the championship game, and that denied Kansas back-to-back national championships.
But B.H. Bourne was the MVP, even though they lost, wasn't he?
He was.
Hawks by 4. Second shot to Richard Scott. And the King hits them both. 54-49 Kansas. Well, Richard Scott stepping up. He's hit 3 in a row at the foul line. 4 out of 6 overall.
7 good rebounds as well. He's had an outstanding game.
Here's a shot by Graham. Beautifully done from the circle. Pat Graham makes it 54-51 Kansas. Jacque Vaughn right forecourt. Hawks with a 3-point lead in the ball. Vaughn goes in the lane and whistle and a foul. It's on Indiana. Damon Bailey is ready to go to the other end.
Indiana's been a very high-scoring team this year. They ran up 117 in one game. They scored 101 on Notre Dame, 91 their last time out.
The foul was on Richard Mandeville. To the line for KU, Jacque Vaughn. Jacque has 5 points, 3 for 3 at the stripe.
Next week, it'll be Moiba against Bobby Knight as TCU plays in the Hoosier Classic.
Free throw, Jacque Vaughn. It's up. It's down. He hit it. Mr. Henry Iba and Bob Knight got to be very close, didn't they?
They indeed did.
55-51 Jayhawks. Here comes Todd Lindeman back to the scoring table for the Hoosiers. Jacque Vaughn will try to hit another one. He bends in low. He looks at the floor and the ball. Now he looks at the basket. He shoots it in. 56-51 Hawks by 5 as Richard Scott and Jacque Vaughn hit a pair of free throws each to keep Indiana down by 5 with now 9:23 to play.
Each team has done a fine job of free throwing, although defenses have kept them in low percentages from the field.
There's a foul on Pollard. He reached in on Bailey, and Bailey will go back to the line, and there in the 1-and-1. Foul on Pollard is his second.
Now the answer to the Kansas Lottery Jayhawk trivia question. Play Cash Lotto from the Kansas Lottery and get 2 plays for just $1. Janet Rickey of Augusta did and won $1 million in last Saturday night's draw. Somebody's always winning from the Kansas Lottery. Just a second.
Damon Bailey for his 19th point and put it on the board. He gets it. He's got another shot coming.
And we ask you, which KU team ever had the greatest margin of victory for the entire season? Well, in 1990, KU averaged 19.8 points more than their opponents.
Bailey hits them both. He has a 20-point game, 14 already this second half. 3-point Kansas lead, 56-53.
He had 32 in his last game.
Oh, he is something. Here's Jacque Vaughn giving it to Pearson, head of the circle. Back on the side to Jacque Vaughn, a 3-pointer. He hit it! The freshman hits a 3-pointer! Jacque Vaughn makes it 59-53 Jayhawks.
Jacque's so glad that finals are over, he thought he'd just pop in a 3 right there.
Here's Bailey being held and fouled by Pearson. He reached out and grabbed his shirt. Of course, that happened to Woodbury in the first half. They didn't see that one, but they saw this obvious foul on Sean Pearson. Bailey got around him, so he reached out and grabbed a little cloth.
And Roy said, don't do that, Sean.
To put Bailey back at the line, it's almost an automatic 2. 59-53 Jayhawks. Foul shot Bailey. Nothing's automatic. He missed it. Rebound Kansas, and then Gurley is out of bounds, they say, but the KU fans at that end of the court say he was pushed out of bounds. We really couldn't tell from here, but the fans don't have much doubt, do they? Look at them.
No, they're very impartial, too.
Absolutely. Here's a shot by Lindeman. Missing. Rebound. Lindeman got it back for the easy one.
That's too bad. Scott Pollard made a good jump. I thought he had the rebound, but it slipped into Lindeman's hands, and he gets his second field goal.
KU lead down to 4 with 8:30 to play. Here's Sean Pearson out front. Pearson goes right side for a guarded shot. Missed. Rebound Lindeman for Indiana. How long will Woodbury stay out of the game? He's been out a long time. He's got 4 fouls. Here's a ball deflected, picked off by Jacque Vaughn. Vaughn up that court. He gives to Richard Scott. Scott scores up over Lindeman. Richard Scott gets 2 more, and the Hawks lead 61-55. Scott soaring in the air for that basket.
Nice assist also from Jacque on a good drive.
18 for Richard Scott. A whistle from Ed Hightower, and a foul on Kansas apparently.
Boy, I tell you, it's fun to just look up in the stands and watch the fans.
Very distinguished citizens normally.
Yeah, that's right.
Foul on Greg Gurley. And who will be at the line?
Judges of the court.
Distinguished public servants. Outstanding businessmen, civic leaders, elders in the church.
All over just a little game.
Woodbury comes in. Gurley goes out. Scott comes out. B.J. Williams goes in. It'll be Pat Graham at the foul line.
Richard Scott and Alan Henderson have matched each other basket for basket, rebound for rebound. What a battle.
Here's the foul shot. Good by Graham.
18 out of 26 for them at the line. For Kansas, 17 out of 23. Good free throw shooting.
Second shot coming to Graham. It's 61-56. KU. Inside 8 minutes to go. 2 at the line. It's good by Graham. And do we get a timeout? We do. Timeout here in Lawrence. 7:53 to play. Kansas 61, Indiana 57. Here's a 1-minute local break. You're listening to Jayhawk basketball.
Each of them had held the opposition to less than 40%, and each of them had increased their own shooting percentage to better than 50% in the last 3 games. But tonight, when the two defenses collided, both of them are down well below 50%, with Indiana at 43 and Kansas at 39. And there have been some fantastic individual matchups out there, but the most heralded has been Richard Scott against Alan Henderson. Richard has 7 rebounds. Henderson has 8. Henderson 2 rebounds away from another double-double, which he's done in every game this year.
Well, you ready for a tasty treat? Try Williams Country gravy over biscuits, toast, potatoes, or chicken fried steak. Williams adds just the right amount of spices and natural flavors, but be prepared to dish out seconds. Williams, for the homemade taste your family loves. Well, if I'd said, Max, that Woodbury would have only 4 with less than 8 minutes to play in the game, you wouldn't have been real optimistic.
No, you sure wouldn't. And now he and Richie, both with 4 fouls, come in with under 8 minutes to go. And they'll try to play cautiously, but still make a contribution to their team.
Hawks have hit some big free throws of late. Richard Scott a pair, and Jacque Vaughn hit 2 at the line. Jayhawks by 4 with 7:40 to go. B.J. Williams in for Scott. Plays it over here to Woodbury. Out high to Jacque Vaughn, who had a big 3-point basket as well not too long ago. Woodbury against Damon Bailey. Out to Pollard. Over to Jacque Vaughn, head of the circle. Jacque calls for some motion in the offense. 6 on the shot clock. Vaughn, a pull-up jumper. Missed, but Pollard trying to rebound, can't do it. It's kicked out by Indiana. Here they come. Todd Leary plays to Bailey. Layup, missed. And on the back of a Jayhawk, I think, is Todd Lindeman. Lindeman went up for the rebound, but landed on a Jayhawk. And the 7-footer picks up foul number 3.
I thought somebody might have even been hanging on the rim, but I guess not.
Let's see who will shoot. Will it be Woodbury? Bob Knight talking to Ed Hightower now about Christmas and the upcoming New Year and circumstances.
Has a great story that Roy told about delivering the brownies to Bobby, and Bobby said he appreciated the brownies, but the delivery man forgot the ice cream.
Look at the two coaches, kind of a faint grin at each other as they shrug. Woodbury to the line. Steve has a couple of shots coming. Both teams are in the double bonus. Woodbury hits it. Well, it's tough to come off the bench cold like he's doing and hit these big foul shots.
You know it.
But he's the man, an 84% free throw shooter. Hawks by 5. Woodbury, a deep breath. It's up. It's down. 63-57 and 6 big foul shots now. Scott a pair, Vaughn a pair, and now Woodbury.
Steve scored only 9 against NC State. That's his low of the year.
7:02 to play. 63-57. Jayhawks maintaining the lead. Hawks go to a zone. Bailey far side with the ball. He brings it out front and spins it to Todd Leary. Leary goes left of the circle. Try to get it to Bailey. It's deflected. Saved by Leary. Now to Damon Bailey with 10 on the shot clock. Bailey looks, spins it over to Leary. Leary, a bounce, a shot, missed it. Rebound Lindeman for, Mandeville for Indiana. Then it's knocked out of bounds. They got the 2 7-footers in the game, Mandeville and Lindeman. And now here comes Alan Henderson back in for Robert Montgomery Knight's outfit. And out goes Mandeville. KU knocked it out of bounds.
KU's put 10 3-pointers up there tonight and made only 2 of them.
They lead 63-57. Bailey couldn't get it in bounds. He calls timeout. And that's the second timeout used by the Hoosiers. 6:39 to go. Hawks 63, Hoosiers 57. Let's take this break. This is Jayhawk basketball from Learfield Sports. Card, but it acts like a check, automatically withdrawing the purchase amount from your checking account. For more info, stop by Bank 4, member FDIC.
15,800 and maybe more, if possible, are jammed into Allen Fieldhouse. KU won't be home again until after the first of the year when they'll play UNC Asheville in a game, and then Southern Methodist will be here.
And then the Big 8 season unfolds.
Boy, it seems like a long year already, and we haven't even come to the conference.
Damon Bailey will try to get it inbounds once again. Hawks clog the middle defensively. Bailey spins it way out front to a leaping Todd Leary. Now
KU in his own.
Leary, right side, Pat Graham. Checked by Woodbury, playing with 4 fouls. There's a lean in, a shot blocked by Pollard. A long one put in by Bailey.
Boy.
A three-pointer, they say.
He thought so, but the officials ruled it a 2.
No, the official on the far side went with a 3.
Oh, they did.
I don't know how he could see it, but he called it. 63-60. Indiana just like that, back to within 3. Now, Burl Sell made the call from the far side of the court. So the Hawks nurse a 3-point lead. Woodbury trying to go inside, traveled with it. KU turns it over, and now a Bailey 3-pointer would tie it. 6:04 to play. What warms you up in cool weather? How about Southwestern beef hash, beef chili, or Italian beef stew? Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Or a KU Indiana basketball game will have the same effect.
Boy, I should say so. Here's Bailey. They want the ball in his hands as much as possible. Meanwhile, Henderson lurking down on that baseline. Pat Graham with it, left of the circle. Right side to Bailey. Bailey plays back out to Leary. Leary pivots, spins it over to Pat Graham. 10 on the shot clock. Bailey for 3. Missed. Rebound. Foul on Lindemann of Indiana. He was on the back of Scott Pollard.
Good blocking out by Scott. Pollard in the perfect position.
Oh, I thought Bailey was going to tie the game when that left his hand. Bailey has had better shooting nights. He had real tough luck in the first half. He has warmed up, though, to be 6 of 14. But he has missed some shots he normally cans. Now Richard Scott in for B.J. Williams, and Bob Knight talking to his man Damon Bailey. Scott Pollard to the line. Pollard 4 for 4 at that stripe. He has 10 points. He's got 2 free throws coming. 5:36 to play. Missed the first one. It hit the back of the iron and bounces away.
You know, the thing about Bobby Knight is that he doesn't cheat to get his players, and almost all of them graduate. They have a very fine academic performance, so he's a good leader in that respect.
Missouri leading Illinois 39-38. First half at St. Louis. Second free throw misses, but Ritchie keeps it alive. Jayhawks have it. They get it into Richard Scott, and he's fouled. Well, in some respects, you'd rather see Richard have a chance to operate, but they're fouling him right away, and it's on Alan Henderson, and that's 4 on Henderson.
Well, they know Scott's free throw percentage, but he's fooled them a little bit tonight by doing a better than normal job. But it's important for him to continue to do that now as we get down to the final 5 minutes of crunch time.
Richard has 18 points as he goes to the line. Woodbury comes out. Greg Gurley goes in. 5:31 to play. Hawks by 3. Richard Scott hit it. It hit the lip and crawled in, and Richard's got 19. He's hit 4 in a row at that free throw line.
He set his career high last Saturday against Georgia with 23, and he's on target to eclipse that tonight.
He looks for number 20. He got it! Richard Scott has 20. He has hit 5 straight at the free throw line. 65-60, Kansas. 5:25 to go. Damon Bailey wide open for 3. Missed. Rebound. Pollard for Kansas. Damon Bailey missed a 3 out of the right corner. Here comes Jacque Vaughn. Left corner to Pat Ritchie. Hawks have the ball in a 5-point lead with 5:10 to go.
Now here's where you really want to work for the good shot. Be very careful.
Greg Gurley out front, spins it over to Vaughn. Entry pass, Richard Scott. He goes to the basket. Oh, they called traveling. Richard was double teamed and then triple teamed and took an extra step. It goes back to the Hoosiers in backcourt.
Well, your Jeep Eagle dealer wants you to know the good news. Grand Cherokee is available with a V8. There is no bad news.
4:50 to play. Here's Bailey down the baseline. A shot blocked, but a foul on Kansas. And Damon Bailey will go to the line. Does he run on transistors? Doesn't he have to be tired? Foul is on Richard Scott, and that is Richard's first foul of this ball game.
Hard to believe the way he and Henderson have been pushing each other all night.
Now Henderson has 4 fouls. Here's Damon Bailey to the line. Bailey has 23 points. He's averaging 24 and a half. Hawks by 5. Foul shot Bailey. He hit it. Woodbury checks back in now for Kansas. See if Steve can play the final 4:48. He's got 4 fouls. Henderson has 4. Patrick Ritchie has 4. Ostertag on the bench with 4.
Damon Bailey averages 30 and a half minutes a game, so he's very durable.
Here's his next shot. Good. It rolled around and went in. Hawks by 3. 4:45 to play. Woodbury across the timeline, guarded by Damon Bailey. Hawks have led throughout the second half, but Indiana keeps drawing close, and then the Hawks are able to push them back. They've hit some big free throws this half, particularly Richard Scott, along with Woodbury and Vaughn. Woodbury controls the ball out front. Bailey lays off of him about 10 feet. Now 10 on the shot clock. Woodbury goes to work. A three-pointer. Missed. Rebound Indiana. Boy, Steve was way off with that shot. He threw it in up over Bailey, and it wouldn't go. Here are the Hoosiers. Bailey open for 3. He missed it. Rebound Henderson. Henderson back up. No good. Rebound fought for. Bailey keeps it alive. Indiana's got it. What a great play by Damon Bailey.
Boy, he's tremendous.
Hawks by only 3. Hoosiers with the ball. Here's Graham for 3. Good! Tie ball game as Pat Graham buries it. We're even at 65.
Graham has not shot a lot, but he's been sensational. 5 out of 6.
3:40 to go. A 65 all tie. Well, this is what you expected. Down to 3:35 to play in this ball game. The loser keeps playing. This isn't March, although it feels like it. Richard Scott out high, left side Ritchie, wide open. He shoots. Oh, he missed it. Rebound Henderson for Indiana. Boy, Patrick had a shot wide open on the baseline that wouldn't fall.
That's the one you need to drain right there.
Roy sending Sean Pearson into the game. Now Indiana will try to take the lead. Pat Graham throws up a 3. He hit it! Indiana by 3 on back-to-back three-pointers by Pat Graham. 68-65. Indiana's first lead of the second half. Patrick Ritchie out front. Timeout Jayhawks. KU calls time. Let's first squeeze in 15 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk basketball.
Both teams with 21 field goals in the ball game, but Indiana has connected on 5 three-pointers. The Jayhawks on only 2, and the Hoosiers on 2 straight by Pat Graham. The senior from Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, has put them ahead 68-65, but the Hawks have the ball.
Big possession coming up. Ostertag back in the KU lineup. Richard Scott nearly fell down, but he's all right now. Hawks have the ball. They need a basket to pull within 1. A three-pointer would tie it. Now away from the ball. A foul called on the Hoosiers, apparently. It's on Todd Lindeman, and that's, I think, 5 on him. It is.
Well, he and Ostertag were pushing each other something fierce, and Lindeman was behind the big guy and shoved Ostertag and fouled out of the ball game.
He scored 4 points. It'll be Ostertag at the line for Kansas. 2:43 to play in this game. Indiana leading 68-65.
Other scores: Duke won at Iowa 79-76. Missouri leads Illinois at the half 42-38. Kentucky's leading Ohio State 20-14. And Louisville in overtime beat Western Kentucky 78-73.
Ostertag to the foul line. He's 1 for 2 up there tonight. He has just 3 points. He hadn't played all that much. He's been in foul trouble. It's a 2-shot foul. Both teams in the double bonus. Indiana by 3 with 2:43 to play. Ostertag hits the first one. 68-66. Hoosiers by 2. Brian Evans, by the way, is in the lineup for Indiana now, replacing Lindemann. Second shot, good. Ostertag made them both. It's a 1-point Hoosier lead. Now the Hawks slap on a little backcourt pressure. Todd Leary against Jacque Vaughn. Leary on the dribble. Still behind the timeline. Still behind the timeline. Now he gets it across to Evans. Over to Pat Graham, who has hit 2 straight three-pointers. Well, they took about 9 seconds, but they got it across. Bailey nearly walked out to Graham. A 3 misses. Rebound Ostertag, lost it. Evans ends up with it and missed the shot. Ostertag rebounds. He's fouled by Henderson. Henderson fouls out. Look at Roy laughing. What great second effort by Ostertag. After he bobbled the 1 rebound, he went back and got it again, and now Henderson is fouled out for Indiana.
Big hug there from Richard Scott for Ostertag, who did really missed an easy shot the first time, or an easy grab, but he hung in there and jumped up to get the second one with Alan Henderson on his back.
Henderson fouls out. He scored 16 points, 14 of those in the first half. And it'll be Ostertag back at the line to try to give KU the lead. Boy, KU's done a great job at this free throw line this second half. And from some unlikely sources, Richard Scott has hit 5 in a row. Now Ostertag will go back after hitting a pair a moment ago. And now Bob Knight puts his son, Pat Knight, into the game, replacing Alan Henderson.
Henderson did get a double-double, 16 points and 11 rebounds.
Pat looks a little like the old man, doesn't he, in the face? Here's Ostertag at the line. He'll have 2 shots. KU down by 1, 2:15 to go. Sensational ball game here in late December.
Look at all the students with their arms cupped.
He hits the free throw. We've got a tie game at 68. Ostertag will try to give the Hawks the lead. Ritchie heads to the table. Ostertag missed it. Rebound, Richard Scott. He lays it in. Richard Scott has 22. Kansas by 2. 70-68 on the stick back by Scott. Here's a foul on Sean Pearson. He was trying to get a steal, and he inadvertently tripped Indiana's Todd Leary.
Well, Richard's been the man all night long, and fitting that he should put the Hawks ahead, but this one's going to go right down to the finish, it appears.
Now Bob Knight puts 7-footer Richard Mandeville into the lineup.
Well, remember now the Golden Harvest Classic next week. KU, SMU, Rhode Island, and East Tennessee State. Order your tickets by calling Ticketmaster next week in Kansas City.
2:03 to play. Todd Leary has not scored tonight. This will be his first free throw. On the year, he is 8 out of 10. Leary, a veteran player, a 6'3 senior. They're doing a little mopping out on the floor. Look at that ball boy heading out there with that broom. He looks ready, doesn't he? Stephen working hard at that end of the court. Now here's Todd Leary at the line for Indiana to shoot 2. He's got a chance to tie it. He missed the first one. Bangs off the back of the iron. 2:03 to play in this game. 70-68 Jayhawks.
Nobody's leaving early tonight, folks.
Second shot. Missed. Rebound Richard Scott for Kansas. Hawks have the lead and the ball. Now inside 2 minutes to play. Hang on around Mid-America. What a great Big 8, Big 10 matchup this is. Woodbury right in front of us, guarded by Damon Bailey. 1:45 to go. Hawks need a basket to add to the 2-point lead. Woodbury left side against Pat Graham. Out front to Pat Ritchie. Bailey's on him now. Over to Ostertag. Ostertag holds it above his head. Looks for help. Now he puts it on the floor. He's guarded loosely by Mandeville.
Now Bailey
Ostertag for 3. Oh, he threw up an air ball. Time was running out on the clock, and Ostertag shot one from behind the arc, and it didn't draw iron.
Well, he hasn't tried many, and that's fortunate because he didn't even come close on that one.
Now Ostertag comes out. Pearson goes in. KU didn't run the offense that time, and they didn't come up with a good shot. Now Indiana has it back with 1:28 to play. 70-68 Kansas. Here comes Todd Leary. Leary against Jacque Vaughn. They'll look to Damon Bailey. You know that. Bailey's got it. Bailey out front double teamed. He spins. He looks for help. He pivots. He gives to Todd Leary. Back to Pat Graham on the far side. Graham down the baseline. A charging foul on Pat Graham. He rammed into Steve Woodbury. A charging foul on Pat Graham of Indiana. And now 1:07 to play in this ball game. And Bob Knight stands up and adjusts that famous red sweater as into the ball game comes Richard Mandeville. KU will have it in backcourt after the charging foul on Pat Graham. So KU Max has another chance here to add to this 2-point lead.
Well, if they could...
(70-68). Pat Ritchie with it in the left forecourt. 10 on the shot clock. They give it to Woodbury, guarded by Todd Leary. 7 on the shot clock. Woodbury in that circle, in that lane. A shot blocked, taken by Indiana. With 32 seconds to play, here come the Hoosiers. Bailey drives up the court, but Indiana calls time, and Bailey slams the ball on the floor as he comes to the sidelines. He saw an opening. He wanted to take it to the goal, but the Hoosiers call time. 28.4 seconds to play. We'll keep it right here. Woodbury went to the high lane, and his shot was rejected. Indiana's got the ball. Kansas a 2-point lead, and now what?
Well, the Jayhawks have not really been able to get the shot they wanted either of the last 2 times down the court. Roy's entering Ostertag back into the ball game as a defensive measure here. Roy tells Greg to sit down. He wants him to listen to what he's saying because Indiana is going to have the ball, and a 3-point basket could win the ball game for the Hoosiers. Henderson is fouled out of the game. KU's not lost anybody. Both teams shooting under 40% in this tremendous defensive struggle, but Indiana has excelled in the 3-point efforts.
Pat Knight checks back into the Hoosier lineup. Monday night, join us for Hawk Talk. We'll do it from Kansas City, Kansas Monday night from Applebee's on Rainbow, just down from the KU Med Center. Hawk Talk with Roy Williams Monday night right here on the Jayhawk Network. Well, KU had a couple of possessions with the lead, but neither time were they able to score. A 3-point attempt by Ostertag missed the whole works, and then a shot in the high lane by Woodbury was blocked. And now Indiana with the ball. Will they go for the tie, or will they try to pump in a 3 and win it? 28.4 seconds to play.
It's been a fantastic ball game. Both coaches have exercised their strategies now during this timeout.
Ostertag, Ritchie, Scott, Vaughn, and Woodbury for Kansas. Leary, Graham, Evans, Pat Knight, and Damon Bailey for Indiana.
KU wants to be careful and not foul.
In it comes to Evans. Back to Damon Bailey. Bailey double teamed and a foul on Jacque Vaughn. Vaughn commits a foul with 25 seconds to play. It'll be Damon Bailey at the line. And now back in for the Hoosiers, Richard Mandeville, the 7-footer in there to rebound. Pat Knight comes out. Well, if Bailey hits them both, we've got a tie game with 25 seconds to go.
Well, he's 11 out of 13, but when you said he was almost automatic, he missed one.
Well, he is almost automatic. Here's the first of 2 for Damon Bailey. Good by Bailey. Boy, is he something. He's got 26 points now. He'll shoot another one. He can tie the game with 25 seconds to go.
But KU would then have the ball and a chance to win.
Here's the shot. Good! A tie ball game with 25 seconds to play. 70-70. Now can the Hawks score? Or will we go to overtime?
You just want to be sure they don't ever get the ball.
Absolutely. The shot clock is off. 13 seconds to play. Down to 10 seconds. Woodbury out front. Hesitation dribble. A jumper is missed. Rebound out of bounds to Kansas. It was touched last by Indiana. Todd Leary. KU will have it with 5.2 seconds to play. And a timeout, Jayhawks. Woodbury put up a shot perhaps a little earlier than we thought he might. It was a shot from the right wing, somewhat reminiscent of the last-second shot he hit at Manhattan a few years ago.
He was a little more to the right, I think, than he was on that on the shot in Manhattan, but he was really tightly guarded. Got the shot away, but KU's very fortunate that the ball went out of bounds off of Leary, and so KU will have it under its own basket. 5.2 seconds left to play.
Oh, we've seen a couple of overtimes this year, but they didn't count, remember?
Well, right. Australia was 1, and well, 1 and 2, weren't they?
Right.
And They might put Ostertag in here and try to get the ball, let him go up and see if he can score.
Well, 5.2 seconds is lots of time. Hawks will play it in under their own basket.
Everybody here, virtually all these 16,000 people on their feet for this final exciting few seconds. Jared Haas, Nick Proud, both in street clothes, leaning in, listening intently as KU coach Roy Williams feverishly describes what he wants his boys to do.
2 big free throws a moment ago by Damon Bailey, getting his 27th point of the night and tying the game at 70. 5.2 seconds to play in this ball game. KU will have the basketball. The lineup is Ostertag and Vaughn and Ritchie and Scott and Steve Woodbury. The starting lineup out there for KU. First order of business, get it inbounds, then get a shot and try to hit it. Woodbury will throw it in. 70 to 70, 5.2 seconds to play.
There's Ostertag now with another 7-footer on him.
Woodbury gets it inbounds to Pat Ritchie, and traveling called on Pat Ritchie. They called traveling with 3.9 seconds to play. I couldn't see his feet from here. The KU bench was in front, but Pat apparently dragged a pivot foot. And Indiana now will have a chance to win it with 3.9 seconds to go. Official Tom Clark making the traveling call, and now the Hawks have to play great defense. 70 to 70. Now Indiana will play it in backcourt. Man, what a reversal that is.
That was quite a startling development right there.
Pat Knight will throw it inbounds for Indiana. He's back in there replacing Mandeville. 3.9 seconds to go. They get it into Bailey. Bailey in backcourt. 2 seconds. 1 second. A shot up. No good. Overtime. It was about a 40-footer. It doesn't go. We go to overtime.
Look at Roy. Big smile on his face. I tell you, that was 40 minutes of great basketball right there, folks, and maybe fitting that it should go into overtime.
Yeah, a little extra Christmas present for you. A celebration of college basketball. Our score,
9. And later that year, they lost an overtime game at Lincoln to Nebraska by 2 points. They didn't have any overtime games last season.
Well, they got one here. We head into overtime. It'll be Richard Mandeville to jump against Ostertag, and KU controls the tip. Jacque Vaughn's got it out front. We're into the 5-minute overtime. Ritchie into Scott. Scott with his back to the goal. He turns on Evans. Can't get off a shot. Out to Ritchie. Over to Jacque Vaughn. Well, KU came up empty-handed on 3 possessions late in the game, and they get into overtime now against Indiana. Here's Scott into Ostertag. He lost the ball. Picked off by Brian Evans of Indiana. So the Hoosiers have it to try to take the lead. Bailey drives. Missed it. But a foul on Patrick Ritchie, I think, and if so, that would be 5 on Patrick. Patrick has fouled out. He becomes the first Jayhawk to be disqualified. He fouls out with 4:28 to play in overtime. He scored a dozen points. He had 6 rebounds. Damon Bailey will be at the line.
Second disqualification of the year for Patrick, and a pat on the back from Coach Roy. Patrick was especially effective in the first half of this game.
Bailey has 27 points. Richard Scott leads KU at 22. Damon hits the free throw. Indiana takes the lead in overtime. Now Pollard in for Ostertag. Pearson replaced Patrick Ritchie.
Bailey had 32 against Eastern Kentucky in the last Hoosier game.
Here's his second free throw. He made them both, and the Hoosiers on the rail. 72-70, 4:25 to play. A near steal by Bailey. He goes up over the scoring table trying to save it. What a great effort by Damon Bailey as he's helped to his feet. He is running on transistors. Boy, look at the intent look on Bailey's face. Hawks will play it in backcourt.
Well, he knows that he's the senior destined to give the leadership to this team this year. And he hurt his right hand just a little bit going over that bench, but
what kind of a pro player would he be?
Just like Scott Skiles, I think, don't you?
Tough. 72-70. Hawks down by 2. KU with the ball. 4:15 to play in overtime. Richard Scott out front to Scott Pollard. Over to Sean Pearson, guarded by Bailey. Now to Woodbury against Pat Graham. Woodbury had a shot blocked late in regulation. Steve goes to the lane. He kicks up his jumper. He hit it. He wasn't blocked that time. Woodbury nails about a 14-footer. And the Jayhawks have tied it at 72. Here comes Todd Leary for Indiana. Boy, you almost don't want this one to end. Here's Bailey from the baseline. Good for Indiana. Damon Bailey has 31. 74-72, Indiana. KU comes back to the other end. Pearson far side. He goes to that lane. Out to Woodbury. Guarded by Damon Bailey. Hawks down by 2. 3:25 to go in OT. Here's Richard Scott, left side to Jacque Vaughn. Out to Woodbury. Here's a three-pointer. Good! Woodbury hits a three-pointer! Talk about big shots. Kansas by 1. 3:10 to go in overtime.
Well, this is the matchup everybody came to see. It took a long time to develop.
Bailey at the other end dishes inside for a layup by Richard Mandeville. Indiana by 1. 76-75. 2:55 to go in overtime. Sensational game here in Lawrence. Woodbury left side against Damon Bailey. Hoosiers by a point. 76-75. Richard Scott moves inside. He can't score, but he was fouled. Richard will go to the line to shoot 2. Is the foul on Damon Bailey? Yes, it is, and that's 4 on Bailey. He goes over to talk to Bob Knight. Richard Scott has hit 5 straight at the free throw line. He has 22 points to lead Kansas.
What a great series. Indiana's won 6, Kansas 4, the Jayhawks the last 4. And now Richard Scott, who's been a man at the free throw line tonight, can he continue? He told us in an interview a couple of games ago that free throw shooting was the one thing he had to work the hardest on to improve.
Well, he's hit 5 straight. He's got 22 points. If he hits them both, the Hawks have the lead. Here's the first one. Off the lip, no good. That's oftentimes a sign of fatigue, and Richard's been out there a long time. Now the best he can do is tie the game. 76-75 Indiana. Second free throw to Richard Scott. 2:44 to play in overtime. Free throw is good. Tie ball game. Richard Scott with 23. That equals the game Saturday at Atlanta. 76-76. Talk about the spirit. 2:35 to go. Hawks go to a zone. Todd Leary, right forecourt. Damon Bailey with the ball, playing now with 4 fouls. Over to Todd Leary. Out front, Pat Graham. Back to Leary on the near side. 12 on the shot clock. Tie game. 2:18 to play in overtime. Right side to Evans. Out front to Leary. Over to Graham. Graham penetrates. Kicks up a shot that's blocked. A whistle and a foul on Kansas. It'll be Pat Graham at the free throw line. 2:10 to go in overtime. The foul is on the Jayhawks, Sean Pearson, his 3rd. And Graham's been a big man in the second half for Indiana, hitting 5 of 6 at the line and 2 crucial 3-point baskets for the Hoosiers. He's got 2 free throws coming.
Yeah, the first one tied the score 65 all, and then he put Indiana ahead for the first time with that second trade.
2:10 to go. Foul shot, Pat Graham. He hit it right through the center of the bucket. Graham hitting over 90% of his free throws this year. 77-76 Indiana. 2:10 to play in overtime. It was tied at 70 at the end of regulation. Graham will try to give the Hoosiers a 2-point lead. It's up. Rattling in there. 78-76. Indiana by 2. 2:05 to go in overtime. Still a lot can happen in this game. Right side Woodbury. Hawks down by 2. Pearson at the foul line. A guarded shot. Rims in. Pearson ties the score. It rimmed around and went in. We're even at 78. A minute 50 to go in overtime. A minute 45 to play. Todd Leary right side. Over to Bailey. Turnaround 3. He hit it. Oh, it's a 2-pointer, they say. But another sensational shot by Bailey, who has 33. He didn't even look at the basket. He just whirled and drilled it. 80-78 Indiana. A minute 28 to play in overtime. Jacque Vaughn Out to Pearson. A three-pointer is good. Sean Pearson hits a three-pointer. Hawks by one. 81-80. A minute 15 to go. Sean with a fist in the air after that three-pointer split the cords. Down to a minute 5 to go. Indiana with the ball now, trailing by one. The three-pointer by Pearson gave KU the lead. Here's Bailey. Bailey inside. A shot is missed. Rebound Richard Scott.
Bailey's exhausted.
He's got to be. I am, and I haven't been playing. KU with the ball leading by a single point. 45 seconds to play in the game. 24 on the shot clock. We're in overtime. A crucial possession. Another one here for Kansas. KU calls time. What a great idea. Well, let's take a deep breath.
Boy, you talk about some clutch baskets. Damon Bailey has come through time after time after time, but Sean Pearson, an unexpected contributor for KU.
Boy, he stepped up and drilled it. What a great confidence builder. 38.1 seconds to play in overtime. 16 on the shot clock. Kansas 81, Indiana 80. The Hawks will have the ball when we return in overtime. Let's take a 1-minute network break. This is Jayhawk basketball from Learfield Sports.
Well, Sean Pearson has scored the last two baskets, the last two baskets for the Jayhawks. The 10-footer which tied it, the three-pointer which put them ahead by one, and now Kansas with the ball. 38 seconds to play, but they have to shoot in 16 seconds.
They get it into Jacque Vaughn. Guarded by Todd Leary. Vaughn goes to the right side. KU needs a bucket. Woodbury puts it up. He hit it! About a 12-footer by Woodbury. Hawks by 3, 28 seconds to play. Here comes Indiana. They'll have to go to a 3 to try to tie it. Todd Leary with the ball. Over to Bailey. Bailey for 3. Good! Tie ball game! Damon Bailey drilled it. Here comes Kansas. 15 seconds to play. The game is tied. 83-83 as Bailey tied it. He's got 36 points. Now 6 seconds. Jacque Vaughn with the ball. 3 seconds, a shot by Jacque. Good! A three-pointer! It's over!
No 0.2 of 1 second.
They stopped the clock with 0.2 of 1 second to play. That's the new rule. Now they throw it inbounds. It's deflected. Now the game's over. Kansas wins on a three-pointer by Jacque Vaughn. What an unbelievable December basketball game.
Boy, this was one of the best. And you talk about clutch shooting, folks. With the game on the line, we saw some unbelievable baskets here by Damon Bailey, by Sean Pearson, and by the young freshman from Pasadena. Wow, 86-83, the Hawks win.
Jacque Vaughn was over on the far side. He looked at that clock. It was running out. He said, I got to do it. He pumped it in there. And the new rule this year, in the final minute, the clock stops after a basket. It stopped with 0.2 of a second to play. Indiana made a desperation heave that was deflected. The final 0.2 ran out, and KU wins it in overtime, 86-83. A sensational game. Damon Bailey, 36 points for Indiana. Brother.
I don't see how these kids can perform under that type of pressure, but that's what makes these two teams among the best in the top 10 in the nation, and Kansas comes out ahead today with a tremendous victory.
Let's let our stations identify themselves. Is that a good idea? Damon Bailey hit a big 3, and then it was answered at the other end by Jacque Vaughn, a senior star and a rising star freshman for Kansas. Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk basketball.